This is the story of a routine traffic stop that took a tragic turn. Before we dive in, drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from. It's important we know how far this story reaches. And if you find this video meaningful, please subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories. It started like any other traffic stop. Red and blue lights flashing, sirens softly wailing in the quiet night. A woman pulled over, following every command carefully. She kept her hands visible on the steering wheel and spoke in a calm, clear voice. At first, everything seemed normal, routine even, but tension quickly grew as the officer's behavior shifted, and what should have been a simple stop suddenly felt dangerous and unpredictable. The officer's eyes didn't just scan the situation. There was suspicion, tension, and nervousness behind them. Before noticing anything else, he saw her skin color. That became the lens through which he judged her. His voice grew sharper, commands more aggressive, leaving no room for calm communication. The warning signs were clear. Something wasn't right. The officer's fear and misunderstanding filled the air, raising the stakes as the woman continued to obey. Confused, but compliant. Suddenly, everything escalated in a terrifying instant. The officer shouted, his hand moving toward his holster, the tension breaking like a snapped wire. A gun was raised. Without warning, a shot rang out, shattering the quiet night. The woman collapsed against the pavement, blood spreading quickly across her casual military clothes. Shock and panic rippled through the scene. Officers shouted into radios. Bystanders gasped, and chaos erupted. No one expected the night to end like this, with a single bullet turning a routine stop into a life-threatening crisis. Backup officers quickly arrived on the scene, rushing toward the injured woman. One knelt beside her and carefully searched her jacket pockets. Suddenly the mood shifted. They found her identification, military dog tags, and a service ID. The realization hit hard. She was Colonel Jasmine Carter, a respected U.S. Army officer. The room fell silent as shock and confusion spread among the police officers. No one expected this outcome, or that the victim was someone who had served her country with distinction. Colonel Jasmine Carter had just returned from a 9-month deployment overseas. That night, she was dressed in casual clothes, a simple hoodie and jeans, driving home late from the airport. Despite her relaxed appearance, Jasmine carried the weight of leadership and experience. She had led troops into combat, made split-second decisions under fire, and faced danger head-on. But now, far from the battlefield, she faced a threat much closer to home. This routine drive was supposed to be peaceful. Instead, it turned into a moment that would change everything. The reason for the stop was simple: a broken taillight. Jasmine pulled over immediately, keeping her hands firmly on the steering wheel at 10 and 2. Her voice was calm and respectful when she responded to the officer's questions. But the officer's nerves were clear. His behavior became more aggressive and tense with every passing second. Jasmine tried to keep the situation calm, explaining she was unarmed and cooperating fully. Yet, despite her steady demeanor, the officer's fear and misunderstanding only escalated the tension between them. The officer's disbelief grew, his voice rising as he shouted orders. Jasmine's hands stayed clearly visible, and with a calm voice, she tried to explain who she was: a U.S. Army colonel, unarmed and compliant. But the officer's misunderstanding turned into paranoia, and fear overwhelmed reason. The tension in the air thickened, every second edging closer to tragedy. Despite her peaceful intentions, the officer's fear sparked a chain reaction that would change Jasmine's life forever. Jasmine collapsed to the ground, injured and bleeding, as calls for backup echoed through the night. Squad cars arrived quickly, rushing to the scene. News of the shooting spread fast, igniting public outrage and media frenzy. Police officials responded with statements, and the officer involved was immediately placed on administrative leave. The country watched closely as the story unfolded, questioning how such a tragedy could happen during what was meant to be a routine traffic stop. In the days that followed, Jasmine remained silent, reflecting deeply on the incident. She wondered how she had survived war zones overseas, but nearly lost her life on American streets. Her story became a powerful symbol of systemic problems, fear of difference, and the consequences of misunderstanding. Jasmine's experience sparked calls for reform, justice, and accountability. She reminded everyone that change was necessary, not just for those in uniform, but for every person who faces fear and prejudice in daily life. Jasmine later spoke publicly, urging for better police training and more humanity in law enforcement. She stressed that no one should live in fear during a simple traffic stop. If this story moved you, please like, share, and comment below. Help spread awareness and demand change. Remember, real lives are at stake, and every voice counts.